I'm Liz Findlay, a farm here at Nantclyd farm. We bought this as a piece of agricultural land back in 1989. It's 30 acres. We've farmed organically since then. We started growing strawberries. We've evolved to growing veg and fruit. We've grown strawberries every year since. And now, in the last 20 years, or 23 years, we've kept poultry here, which are now the main enterprise. We produce about 200 dozen eggs a week here. So we sell the eggs locally on a farmer's market, and we do veg boxes and meat boxes and eggs from the local shed on the farm that people come and collect. We sell our produce at Ceredigion farmer's market in Ceredigion, which is close by Ffrwd farm. It's an opportunity to talk to people about what we do, come and buy fruit, vegetables directly from the farm, and to know where it's grown and to shorten all the food chains. It's very important in mitigating climate change. I spent 10 years working on conventional farms and in agriculture, and it always seemed as if farming and agriculture was moving in the wrong direction, in so much as people were bringing more and more inputs onto their farms, being sold feeds and fertilizers by big companies, and it didn't always seem in the interests of the farmer or even the livestock. So once we started the road of organic farming, it became apparent that more was needed. So we added the poultry 20 years ago, and we evolved to biodynamic farming as a means of connecting our livestock enterprises and what we were doing on the farm back into a whole farming system. So we have cattle and sheep that come here to graze the poultry paddocks as well as the hens, and the more we stack the farming enterprises, the more sort of diversity we add, and the more it becomes apparent there's an important relationship between everything, from the soil, the plants, the animals. More recently, we've added a compost system, and within that system we make windrows of all the material we have on the farm, any of the muck, plant waste from the polytunnels, wood chips, grasses, everything on the farm. So we were able to purchase the land down at Ffrwd 6 years ago. So it's very much a work in progress to build that up and improve the soil there. But it's allowed us to grow our own grain to feed the poultry here. So we grow wheat and peas and naked oats, and we've grown field beans down there. It also allowed us to add a cattle enterprise, which means we can bring cattle back to Nantclyd to just graze for the summer. So since we began farming here, one of the first things we did was plant about 3,000 trees around the perimeter of the farm. Trees are very important. They're our fungal feeders for the soil, and it's the fungi that we have taken out of the soil that have been destroyed by our tillage and our chemical fertilizers. So we planted trees here, and we plant trees every year somewhere on the farm. We gather our own seeds from the farm, and the grasses and everything that connects from those trees. Trees and woodland, you know, it's like a world wood web. We put a pond, we built a pond. It was a very wet corner of the field, so we dug out a pond, and that's very much our amphibian place that's full of frog spawn in the spring and full of bird life and ducks and coot, moorhens we've had on there. We have a lot of swallows and house martins in the spring come in and nest here. We have a diversity of small birds in all our trees and hedgerows. It's actually a very noisy place in the spring. Our frogs frogs and toads are in the tunnels, live down little holes, along with the mice and the voles and the shrews and everybody else. And so yes, everybody's here enjoying the place. When people buy local food, it supports the local economy. As a farmer, I'm just a custodian of the land. And for me, it's about leaving behind something better than we found. It has to come from your heart. Something that'll feed future generations, 5, 6, 7 generations. It's about the children and the future.